Hey everyone, how you doing? Hope you're all doing well. Hope life is treating you well. Hope you and your families are all good and safe and happy. This is another speed edit video that I'm put together. This one shows me actually creating the pose. I use the Uni pose, as you can see here, to create the pose. Using the Control and Alt button to navigate to get the right angles. Also use the Leluca axis HUD as well to do my facial expressions. Did it on a green screen in Firestorm, not the latest update, the one before the current update version. Took the image, I think 4000 by 4000, using various different wing lights, and I use projectors as well. You'll see in the video as I put it all together, and then I took it into Photoshop and edited it as well, and again you'll see that in the speed edit. Anyway, I want to try and have something of value when I do these speed edit videos. Just have a chat. These are all my thoughts, my own opinions. I don't represent anybody. No race, no religion, no gender. Just my own pure thoughts, unedited, freestyling. See where it takes us. I mean, there's various different topics I want to talk about, but the idea is that first and foremost is for my own benefit. As many of you know, I'm a super narcissist and I make everything about me, but I want whatever I say to be a reminder to myself, because I'm the first person to hear it. And it cements my own thought process. And if it can have any benefit to anybody else, if it helps in any kind of way, then that's just an added bonus. So yeah, this really is more for me than it is for anybody else, but I'm hoping that it does add some kind of value to yourselves whilst watching this speed edit video. What I want to talk about today is the power of spoken word. Power of spoken word. It's speaking into existence the things that we want, and refraining from saying the things we don't want. So basically, what that means is, if we want to have a positive outlook in life, we say positive things. That's great, that's awesome, that's amazing. The more we say these kinds of things, the repetition, it embeds itself into our minds, into our subconscious. Subconscious, and it becomes our reality. I know you're probably thinking this dude is nuts, but it works. It really does. You'll see me say more positive words, using positive words than negative, and there's a reason for it. It's because I want the words that I use to have a positive impact for me and for those around me, and for the person obviously that I'm speaking to. I want it to have a positive impact. I don't want my words to make someone else feel bad, to make them feel hurt. I control the words that come out of my mouth, right? We all control the words that comes out of our mouths. So the power of spoken word can truly have a huge impact on the way we lead our lives. It's not easy living in the time that we do to always remain positive. It's not. I have my bad days. Days where I feel like, you know what, I'm done. I cannot deal with people today. I can't deal with certain issues, and I have my rants. I mean, most of you get to know when I'm on a rant is when I do like a 5,000 word essay and post it on Facebook, and you know, and I do that again, really for me. Yeah, there might be a message I want to put out there, but mainly it's for me to vent, to release some of that negativity, to try and compose my thoughts in a way that's going to be constructive to myself and to others. Say the things that you want. Forget saying the things that you don't want. So, for example, if you're a creator in SL, and you really want to get into an event, you know, you're starting out and you really want to get into an event, say the name of the event. I won't mention any names because I don't want to be biased to anybody, but say the event that you want to get into. You know, I will get into that event. I'm going to become good enough that I get accepted into that event. Not that event should be a marker for how good of a creator you are. You know, say you're a photographer and you want to achieve the ability to edit in Photoshop. Speak it into existence. I'm going to learn Photoshop. I'm going to become awesome at Photoshop. Speak it into existence, because the more you say these kinds of things, the universe, you know, will find a way to get you on track for you to achieve those goals. When we set goals, right? When we set ourselves goals, there's a reason why it's encouraged that you write those down, that you put them up on your walls, that you visualize it, that you see it. It's because you want to put it at the forefront of your mind every time you go past it. Since a kid, I've always had certain things on my walls that I've wanted to achieve. From things like cars, clothes, houses, you know, materialistic things, especially in my earlier days. But then it became more about emotional things like family, love, you know, security, financial freedom, those kinds of things. And putting those kinds of things on your wall acts as a reminder. And also, if you find yourself going off track, it's something that can pull you back on track. That's why that's why it's encouraged to repeat the things that you want. You know, speak it into existence. Say what you want and say it repeatedly. Say it often. Make it a daily mantra when you wake up in the morning. Today I'm going to achieve this. Today I'm going to do this. Set yourself these goals and speak it into existence, because you'll start to see the path of you achieving that goal become more apparent to you. I mean, it's always been there, but we haven't been looking. Do you ever sometimes, see like a car advert on TV, right? Like I don't know, Mercedes Benz, or a Range Rover Superchargeable, right? You see an advert, and then all of a sudden you're on the street, you're driving around, and all you can see is that exact car. Whereas before, you didn't even see them. It's like they never existed until this particular advert. Well, the thing is, they were always there. But it's now, that advert, made it so that it's now on the forefront of your mind. So you're more aware. So that when you're on the street and you're out and about, you see them because you notice them. Your mind has conditioned to look out for it. And you start to see it more and more often, and then it becomes like a some sort of voodoo shenanigans that your mind has somehow summoned all of these cars to appear in front of you. I mean, they were always there. It's just that you wasn't looking. It's the same thing when you say the things that you want. You'll start to see the opportunities that will allow you to get you the things that you want. They've always been there. You just haven't been focused enough to see it. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, we always lose focus. We have so much going on in our worlds, that it's so easy to lose focus. Like, I could start my day and expect to do a certain task. But as the day goes on, so many things can happen that I'm completely distracted and I'm completely thrown off, and I never got to do what I wanted to do. It happens to all of us. So if you ever feel like, I never got to do this today, it's okay. But just continue to speak it into existence. At the end of the day, you say, when you're in your bed, today I did this, but tomorrow I'm going to do this. And you speak it into existence, and you continue saying it until it's so embedded in your mind that it becomes a natural mantra that you could be anywhere around the world, and you start, and the words just come out like it's on autopilot. Power spoken word. Words are so very, very powerful, both positively and negatively. If you know me, on Facebook, I'd like to think that I try to use as much positive language as possible. I try to refrain from using negative words. I do sometimes, if it requires it. But the power of spoken word, the words that you choose can impact not only yourself but others around you as well. One of the great things I love doing about this challenge is I love to engage with people, and I want to make sure that whatever words I use is inspiring. It helps them feel good about the efforts that they've put in to their work. There are some people who are very new to photography and don't have the skills as some experienced photographers that we know and love in SL. But they take part in the challenge, and they feel, especially when I put all the images together, and some may show their inexperience, and some show a lot of experience. And I want people to feel, especially the new people, especially people who are new to photography or, are still, developing their styles and their knowledge. I want them to feel inspired to continue, because it's not easy putting yourself out there. I know a lot of people, they get anxious. I've had so many conversations with people who have said, I've seen your challenges for a long time, I've always wanted to do it, but I've always just felt like I'm not good enough. And to be honest, when people tell me that, I get upset. Like, I don't want you to not do the challenge because you don't feel that you're good enough. The whole purpose of the challenge is to put yourself out there, to challenge yourself and come up with something that you can feel proud of. And then over the years, months, however long you choose to do the challenge, you see, because all of my challenges, they end up on a YouTube video that you can go back to, and I often go back to them, and then I see the progress that people have made over the years. And there's times where, I'll message somebody, and it might come up in one of my memories or something, and I'll message that person and say, this is where you was last year, look at you now. I couldn't be more proud. And I know that the words that I use can have a huge impact. It can make them feel so good about themselves. It can inspire them to want to do more, want to get better, want to learn more. We all should try to refrain from using negative language. Negative words that, would bring someone down. We should try and use our words to lift people up. Because, again, this is the power of the spoken word. Everything that you say, every word that comes out of your mouth, the person it affects the most is you. It's ourselves. Because we hear it before anybody else hears it. And we hear it in HD. We hear it clearer than everybody else. We know the intent behind our words more than anybody else. So it has more of an impact on ourselves than it has on anybody else. So we choose our words wisely. We think about what we want to say so that we can have the best possible impact. There's a reason why we have one mouth and two ears, right? I'm sure many of us have heard this. It's so that we listen more than we speak, right? We listen to others and we speak where we know we can have the right impact, we can say the right words to have the right impact, to communicate your message in the most clear, concise and positive way possible. That's the ideal situation. That's like, if everything was hunky-dory. But I know many of us, including myself, we've lost our patience and we've said things that we later regret, right? We think, sometimes, we get so angry, we get so emotionally involved into a situation and we say something. The thing is, we can't take it back. I mean, we can apologise and we can ask for forgiveness, but we can't take those words back, right? We can only hope that it hasn't had the negative impact on others. But it does. It does. Power of spoken word. Our words can be weapons. You know, throughout history, words have been used to win wars, to divide people, you know, to unite people. Words are so powerful. Words are being used to inspire people. You know, and major change have occurred because of words. All of us, within our capability, have the power to use our words to do such great things, not only for yourself but everybody around you. And if we all use our words in a positive way, you'll see positive change occur all around us. And even if we're just talking SL, even if we're just talking about our own Facebook, our own social media, even if that's all we're talking about, we're not talking about RL at all. The words you use in SL, online, you know, within our little community, can have such a huge difference. It can make your experience, your SL, an amazing experience. One thing about SL that I struggle to wrap my mind around sometimes is that everything about it is your choice, right? When you first join SL, you have a choice. You want to be a male Avi, a female Avi. You want to be a mythical creature, like, you know, fantasy creature, a kid. You want to be a furry, you want to be an animal, whatever. You have your choice. Then you have a choice of where you go. Whether, you know, it's to clubs, beaches, shopping events, I don't know. Everything about it is your choice. The people you engage with is your choice. Someone can send you a message, you choose whether you want to respond to them or not. You choose whether you want to accept their friend request or not. Right? So, if we're in control of all of these choices, how is it that so many of us are having negative experiences? Because we're making those choices, right? And I'm not saying that. I've gone through experiences in SL that hasn't been great. And, you know, there's drama. You know, we all know there's drama in SL. And you get kind of sucked into it sometimes. But what I don't understand is the people that recognise that they have a choice to make a change, they don't. And they continue to be in that same situation. It blows my mind. How we treat people, the way we communicate with people is with our words, right? People get to see us. I mean, whether we're on voice or whether we're typing, we engage with each other, right? The more positive language we use, the more the more chances you'll find amazing people. I can attest to this 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Right? I see posts all the time. Where's all the good people at? Where's all the fun people at? Where's all the, honest and loving and caring people at? And I think to myself, I've got lists and lists and lists of people, both on Facebook and in SL, of hundreds, if not thousands of people who I think are friggin' awesome, who do awesome things. So where are you looking? Why? How is it that I'm finding these people when you're not? But I know the reason being, why? And I'm not saying this to blow my own horn. Yeah. You treat people good. You do good things. Good people seem to be attracted to you. It's like you become a magnet to good things. And I cannot tell you how much of a blessing it is. Some of the opportunities that I've been able to gain through SL has been because of the relationships I've managed to build. And it's through being good to people. I know I keep saying, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I'm the best singer, I'm the best actor now, I mean, these are all true facts. We know this. I mean, I've demonstrated it on my singing videos and, now my acting videos. And I know we joke about this, right? But this is still power of spoken word. I am awesome. I'm freaking awesome. I speak it into my existence. I say these things, and I'm not saying it to be a narcissist, that I'm better than anybody else. I'm no better than anybody. Absolutely no better than anybody. So that means if I'm awesome, you're awesome too. We're all friggin' awesome. I just happen to sing pretty well too. I'm joking. But it's the power of spoken word. I say certain things and I speak it into existence. And I want you guys to say those things about yourselves and speak it into existence. You don't have to be as extravagant as me and, plaster all over Facebook and whatever. But say it to yourselves. Believe it. Because you are. You just have to understand that you're created through billions and billions of atoms. Minuscule molecules, all these little tiny cells that all come together and in some form of construct that is you. And you're so unique to everybody else. And that's something to be proud of. The fact that you're breathing, the fact that you're even listening to this, if you still are, that's an amazing thing, because it's something that you're able to do compared to somebody who's not. You're able to go onto your computer, go onto YouTube, listen to something. Choosing to listen to me is friggin' awesome. I appreciate it so very much, and I honestly do hope and pray that there's something in what I've said that has some sort of positive impact. You know, if it means that you just refrain from using negative language, great, brilliant. Power of spoken word. It's so influential in the way we think, the way we act, the way we carry ourselves. I want to also mention the 3 C's, things I try my very best to try and avoid doing. The 3 C's: complain, criticise, condemn. I try my very best not to criticise, not to complain, and not to condemn. It's really difficult to, as well, especially when you're in a situation surrounded by such challenging things that really test your patience. You might think certain things, but don't use the power of your spoken word to enforce it upon others, if that makes sense. If you've had a bad situation, and let's talk about ourselves because we can all relate, right? Let's say I want to get into an event, right? It's the launch day of an event, and I try to TP and the region is full. And I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep getting that, region is full, try again later, dialogue box. What I see a lot of people do is jump onto social media and complain about it. Oh, so unfair. I can't get into this event. People are there and they're just standing around AFK and, they're not even buying anything and blah, 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 and whatever. I mean, in those kind of posts, they do all 3. They complain that they can't get in, they criticise other people, and then they condemn the event for not making it, over 2, 3, 4, 5 sims. What impact does that have? What impact does it have on the person that actually makes that post? Does it make them feel any better? Does it increase their chances of getting in? No. So what impact does it have? I get it might be to vent their frustration. I get that. But does it really help them? Do they feel that release? Okay, I've said it, now I can relax and go about my day? No. Because what it does is it encourages other people to also complain, criticise, condemn. That's what I don't get about sometimes, if you can't get into something, especially when it's an event that's like a month long, or even 2 weeks long, and you can't get in on the first few days, it's okay. Go a few days later. It's not a big deal. Even if that event passes, it's okay. Even if you didn't get a chance to get in, don't worry. You'll still be able to get it at their main store. It's not gonna break you. I mean, I get if you're trying to put together a photo and you've got this idea and you want to try and add all of these things. I get those things. Once I actually had a photo that I wanted to do, and there's this one thing that I saw on Facebook, and I thought that one thing would really be good for this photo idea. And I wanted to do it, and there was no deadline to this thing. But for maybe 3 days I couldn't get into this one event to try and buy it. And I tried something, you know. I tried something. I messaged the creator, sent him a message, and I said, I saw on Facebook that you've got this thing, and I've got an idea for a photo, and I really want to do it. Is there any chance I can buy it from you direct? He responded maybe an hour or two later, maybe even the next day. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly because this was a year back. But he messaged me back and said, I'm not really supposed to sell it to you because it's meant to be exclusive for that event. However, I can give it to you. All you have to do is just mention that, you know, the item that I used is in that picture. So kind of like a blog. Sure, absolutely. But instead of going on to Facebook complaining, criticising, condemning, I was able to find another way. And I'm not saying that that's going to work, and I'm not saying that you should start, you know, when you can't get into events, message the creators and ask them to send it to you directly. Please don't do that. More, you know, sponsors, like, if you're listening, I didn't tell them to do that, you know, so don't hate me. But by not complaining and criticising, condemning, I was able to find another option, another way. And I feel sometimes when we complain, when we criticise, and when we condemn, we're closing doors for ourselves. Like, there's been times where, like, a creator will do a limited time release, like a special offer, a free gift, or a limited time discount thing, right? And there's so many creators that have done this, right? So I'm not, you know, I'm not talking about any one creator that's done this recently. There's been so many that have done it over the years, right? So this applies to everybody. And during this time, people go nuts, you know, and all you see on Facebook is people complaining and crying and using negative language about them not being able to get what they wanted. And then it makes me laugh because I've seen posts where people actually condemn the creator. Oh, you did this because of you choosing to do this in this certain way. I can't get the thing that you created. How do people see logic in this? How do people think it's okay to completely scream and shout and condemn and complain about a creator for something that they've created? Jeez, the entitlement is just insane. It really is. Do people actually think by doing this, the creator's going to think, oh, this person, because they see these posts, they see these complaints, they see it. I know they do. Some have even commented on them. But what do you think is going to happen when you go into their shop next time? Or you have an issue that you need to raise, like a failed delivery or something. Do you think they're going to be, oh, here you go, let me stop everything that I'm doing to help you because you're a valued customer even though you just like completely shitted all over, you know, something that I did a month ago. I've seen people, creators, ban people, take them off their vendor thingamajigs, like, so that they can't buy any stuff from them. I've seen that happen, the creators having to resort to that because of, how people act. Power spoken word, especially within the SL world, Facebook world, social media, because everything is amplified, and what your intent may be is not necessarily what is received. So choose your words wisely. Think about the impact it has on others. Think about the message that you're saying. Think about the impact it's going to have on them. Is it going to make them feel good? Is it going to make them feel better? Is it going to make them think good of you? Power spoken word. It's so powerful. The impact it has on you, it's phenomenal. So, I'm coming to the end of this recording. I started off thinking I was going to talk about one thing, ended up talking about something completely different. But power spoken word. Say the things that you want. Refrain from the things that you don't. Use positive language as often as you can, even in negative situations. Even if things are extremely difficult, the words you choose to use can help you deal with those negative issues. It can strengthen you. It can give you patience. It can give you, awareness on opportunities, on overcoming various different challenges. Try not to complain. Try not to criticise. Try not to condemn. Because the person you're hurting the most is yourself. Because those negative connotations, it cements into your own mindset and impacts how you lead your life. The best way, or one of the best ways to achieve success, is to help others to achieve success. If you want to be a positive, uplifting, happy, content person, help others to become that too. Help others to be positive. Say something good about other people. Say something good that will inspire others, that will unite others, that will heal others, because all of those things happen to you. Okay, that's me out. Be good, be safe, be happy. Take care. Bye.